knew about Better Block.
Yeah.
Because a couple folks, Jason Roberts and Andrew Howard, had started kind of doing some concepts.
Cool.
And they had started this idea. And so they were doing it for a couple years. And I had participated in a couple of them. My first one was along Ross Avenue.
Okay.
And just creating some pop-ups and seeing what the possibility was.
Was this some of the stuff on Davis Street, or I'm trying to remember?
Yeah, so the very first one was on Tyler.
Tyler, okay.
Yeah, so that one, fun story, they went out and they basically said, you know, we want to have a space where we have flowers on the street.
Yes.
We have cafe seating. You know, we have a reason for people to gather out here. And they found that there were ordinances from the 1940s prohibiting most of those things from happening. So it was $1,000 to add sidewalk flowers. It was
$1,000.
Yeah, it was area times market value times 85% times 12% to add cafe seating, which I don't even know what that means.
What kind of calculation?
Right,
yeah, that's
I know,
crazy.
I know. And then it was illegal for people to gather on a sidewalk per this ordinance from the 1940s. And so a group of neighbors said, you know what, let's just break all of these ordinances and let's see what happens. Let's just take over for a weekend and let's just
put
imagine.
things in. I think I've heard that story for sure. Yeah.
So they did. So it's tactical urbanism. Okay. And so they just went out and they painted bike lanes with kids paint and duct tape, knowing that if they got in trouble, they could remove it really quickly. They put out some seating. They put out some, plants and lights. They had all these empty storefronts, and they invited neighbors to come in and said, just test out your business for a weekend. Let's see what happens.
That's cool, yeah.
Oil and Cotton happened to be
I
two
knew that
neighbors.
that was one of them.
I don't think they knew each other before that. Okay. So they paired them together, and they tested out their concept.
That is wild.
Throughout that whole weekend, they printed out those ordinances that they were breaking, and they posted them on the windows. And they said, we can't have the street you see here today because we have these ordinances.
It was educational. You want this as neighbors, but you can't have it because of this.
These are the reasons why. But look how easy it is.
We could actually
we did it over a
weekend
or one week,
we can just do this.
We set this up.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something refreshing about that. Yeah, that's awesome.
So I knew that story because I was at D Magazine. We were covering that story.
Cool.
And so it was really fascinating to kind of see how they were going about, city planning. And it was one of those things where I was like, well, perhaps someone with a journalism degree could actually impact some of this stuff. And so they got a capacity grant from the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation.
That's right.
Back in 2015. So the Better Block Foundation, which is a nonprofit, officially launched that year.
Okay.
And then I was hired in 2016 to figure it out.